I think we can do better than this. I was worried about the foam getting dirty, and now we're going to break out the leather. So I have this nice, well, it's not nice anymore, cover piece of blanket, and I'm going to cover my table with it. So I'll be working on here instead of on the wood. Here comes the seat. There we go with our dirty foam. Okay, we're going to cover get the leather out. Reach into Santa's bag here and pull out the leather seat. What can we see by examining this seat? Well, first of all, we have a seam right here, okay? And what else? Well, we have the back, or this end of the seat, is a short piece, right? This end is longer. So this must be the front. If this is the front, the seam must be on the inside of the seat. The inside of the seat has an angle, so that's correct. So we got to stretch this over this. How are we going to do that? What I'm going to do is I'm going to turn this inside out like this. Okay. And again, I'm not an upholsterer. I don't know if this is the right way to do it, but this is what I'm going to try. Okay, and I'm going to center. Again, the foam is a lot bigger than the seat, which tells me that foam is going to have to compress. I'm even in the front and the back, and yeah, this is well. Let's see what happens. Well, as I look at the front of the seat here, I can see I don't have the foam centered. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to move the foam over so it looks like it's centered or even to the bottom of the wood. Okay. The front, I'm going to look at the front, I'm going to look at the back. It feels pretty much the same. So let's try it here for our first time. And what I'm going to do, I'm going to hold my hand inside the seat and grab the foam and then try to stretch the leather over the foam. A little bit more. Like that. Pull it in and grab it and try stretching it down like that. Okay, let's try it on the back over here. As I come around here, you can see how much bigger the foam is than the seat, right? So what I'm going to try to do, I got my fingers right here. I'm going to pull the foam in and grab it and stretch the leather over the foam as well as I can. Okay, come over here. Again, push the foam in, grab it, and pull the seat down over the foam, maybe. Okay. I guess I didn't have to have it on the seat to do this. And I'm reaching in here and pulling the foam in and trying to get the bead on the, I'm going to move this out of the way for a minute. And try to get the bead onto the foam. The edge of the foam is going to hit the, oh, maybe I can show you if I try it this way. See this lip? I want that to be on the outside of the foam as opposed to on top of the foam. So I'm reaching under here and I'm pulling the foam to fit inside that seam. And of course, you know, I can't compress the leather, but I am compressing the foam. Okay? I got a lot of room here in the front. Right here, there's a lot of room between the foam and that seam. Not so much on the sides. And we reach to the back again. Okay. So we got that in there. Let's take a minute and look at the front part. Examining it, I noticed that I got this part like this that's overlapping the foam. The front of the seat is overlapping the foam. The back of the seat appears to be too much foam. So I'm going to say that I have the seat on the foam too far back, maybe. Okay. And you look at this going, if this is stretched down like that, what's that going to look like? You see, I think that the bead, the piping, should be a little farther back there and a little farther back there. But when I stretched it on there, it seemed like it was in the right place, but obviously I have to move the foam forward or the leather backward, which means I get to do it all over again. This is the way the leather was on the foam. I have space here and I have room up front. What I'm going to do is move this leather back about that far so my trim is behind the seat, and then I look up front here. Oh, look, right in the middle of the front of the seat, that trim is over the foam on both sides. So now I'm not going to bore you with me trying to stretch the leather over the foam again. I'm just going to do it. I did it again, and I had the same problem. Too much room in the front, not enough room in the back. When I stretched the front, the leather walked forward again. So this time, I'm going to try it. I'm going to do the back first. Okay, 3 is a charm. I have it stretched down in the back here. When this is nailed to the wood and compressed, I think that seam is hitting the foam just about right. So I think the back is in the right place. The problem we have, the issue that's bothering my feeble little brain is this space right here, right? It seems, as I reach under there, that the foam is right here, okay? So what's up with this, you ask? I'm about to tell you. This is the seat bottom, obviously. The foam overlaps the top of the thigh support, and the wood overlaps the bottom of the thigh support. This is where I have this extra room. Guess what? Don't go away. This is the original seat bottom. As you can see, it's discolored here, right? You can also see that the seam, what I'm calling the seam, was overlapping the foam. You can't so much tell in the back because the back is torn to poop. This is discolored because of the cotton. I went to the store and I bought some what they call mouse nest. I bought a lot of mouse nest. This is the padding that will go in here. And that's stuffed in there, okay? And then there was a piece of tape that went from the wood that covered the mouse nest, which is cotton padding. Okay, so I'm gonna have to make a piece of cotton padding that fills up this space and goes all the way around that's the next thing we're going to do. So this is cotton padding, cotton wadding that I bought at the local craft store here in town. And it wasn't that expensive at all. So I'm going to have to make a bunch of padding that's going to go basically like this around the seat. And then it's going to have to be held in place, and I'm not sure if it's held in place with, well, the old one, there was a piece of, it looked like duct tape that ran like this and held it in. But I don't know if we're going to do that or not. But this looks like a lot of padding. I need about twice this much. You can't have too much padding because it's going to compress. Here's a piece of old padding, and this is as hard as a rock. This was probably as big as a softball, or a soccer ball, or a football, depending on where you live, that just compressed down. So, you know, this looks, oh, that's a lot of padding. No, it's going to have to be twice this much. That goes in here. So I'm contemplating, how am I going to get all this foam? How am I going to hold it in there? I have an idea. Bear with me here. I'm going to take this out. I'm going to get my seat cushion. Okay? I'm going to put my seat cushion on the wooden part. And I'm going to position the wooden part in place like this. Okay? Now, the question that I had was, how do I hold that foam into place, or the foam? How do I hold this padding in place while I do this? Maybe, well, what I'm going to try, I'm going to tell you right now. So I'm going to take this wadding and I am going to stuff it in here. Like, yes, like a turkey. I used the word turkey twice in this episode. There. I'm going to stuff it in until I feel I have enough stuffing in my turkey. So let's just pull off another wad and stuff it in. Good thing I have a lot. Okay. See, there's a space right here. That looks like a lot of padding to me. Can't have too much padding. And stuff it in. Look at it, it's filling up the space between the foam and the bottom of the seat. See how it's a little puffy? When we compress this and stretch it, that'll fill in nicely, I think. If not, we'll have to come up with another plan, but I like saying the word stuffing. So we're stuffing this stuff in there. Okay? How much do you stuff in? How do you know when you've done enough stuffing? I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to be stuffing until it won't hold anymore, until I cannot stuff any more stuff. Then I'm going to call my stuff done. Okay, and then put some more right here. Okay, and you know what? I'm going to take this and I'm going to stuff it even farther into the front of the seat. That empty spot, rolling it down, pushing it farther down in front of the foam. Look at, oh, poop. My seat came off. Hold it. Hold that thought. Look at how that's filled in there. The only problem is now, I can see it in the light here. I don't know if you can see it. This isn't smooth. It's bumpy because my stuffing is uneven. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to work on smoothing my stuffing and getting this stuffed. And I'll let you know when I'm done. Well, I have my turkey adequately stuffed. Okay, let's try that again. 3, 2. 3, 2. Well, I have my turkey adequately stuffed. And I'm looking at this, and now we have to stretch the leather up and tack it in. That's the hard part. And I noticed that the leather is cut to about the same angle. You know, it's tapered, it matches the seat. And how much do I stretch it? That is the question that I have at the moment. So what I did is I looked at the old seat and I noticed that it's pretty uniform. It's pretty consistent, the amount that they stretched on the original seat bottom. So what I want to do, and what I'm going to try to do, is I am going to try to compress the foam and about a half inch, maybe 5/8, uniformly all around the seat and tack it in. When I tack it in, I'm not going to pound the tacks in all the way because I'll probably have to do it over and over until I get it right. So what I need to do is compress the foam and start tacking. You know, I was using my engineering and mathematical skills to determine that I'm going to need about 200 to 250 pounds of weight pushing down on this cushion to be able to pull the leather up high enough. Since my ex-wife and I aren't speaking to each other, I think I'm going to have to improvise. Well, the feet you're looking at do not belong to my ex-wife. They belong to my brother. He's not 250 pounds, but he's closing in on that number. So let's see if we can do some tacking now. Okay, I'm going to try to start to put some tacks in here, and we'll see where we go. I've got my little magnetic tack hammer, maybe. There's a tack. This is where an upholsterer would probably have more skills than I. So let's put another one. And what I'm just trying to do is just make it even, right? Well, as you can see, my brother's still standing there, and I went around and I put tacks in, you know, so far apart, but I tried to keep the distance consistent. So now, let's see what happens when he removes his portliness from the seat. Go ahead and step off. Well, let's take a look. Okay, I put it back up on the bench here, and we can go around and see. Not too bad. I'll worry about cutting the corners in a different time. This looks like we might need a little more stretching right here in this area here. But the front, here's our padding. The front came out looking real nice. with our cotton wadding in there. I think the corners, if I can get the right light correct here, the corners need to stretch a little more. So I'll pull these tacks out like from here to here, and stretch that corner up a little bit more. But not too bad. Let's turn it over and see what it looks like. Whoa! Not too bad. Our piping came across right on the corners real nice. So let me tidy up my tacking, and then we'll see what it looks like when it's done. Note how nicely the foam popped through the back of the seat, right? And we are fully tacked. There's the corners, etc., etc., etc. Let's turn her over and see how it looks. There's our cushion. There's the front. And the back. And the front again. Okay, so we got the cushion done. I wonder how it fits in the seat. Speed. Okay, our seat cushion is done. I wonder how it fits in the frame. Oh, like a glove. There you go. I could almost sit on that. Okay, so next we have to do is the sides of the seat bucket and the back padding. And hopefully we'll have to make sure we line up our pleats. So next episode, we start the seat back.